sir. I got this.
Hey folks, this is ioEther, and we're back with some more World of Tanks. As you can see, this is Mac in his ST-1. This is a tier 10 game on Fjords. And this is like, oh, sorry about that. It's early in the morning. This is the tier 9 Russian heavy tank, the ST-1, and it's beautiful, beautiful tank. Giant turret on it though. Anyways, from the front, this thing is nigh on impenetrable, with only a few weak spots, and I'm sure the enemy will find those, but it might take them a little while to do so. And while we're rolling up on the start, I do want to say, if you want to support the channel, the best way you guys can do so is to head just tell your friends. The more people we get into the channel, the better. The more variety the channel has, and the more tanks we get to see, really, which will be awesome. And so yeah, that was one of the best ways to support the channel. But I do just say thank you to all the patrons out there, because you guys definitely support this thing too. Alright, that all being said, so we have nobody in the middle of the map. That could be an issue later. Hopefully type 4 goes over there. At least stops their T-time from pushing. Again, I'm sorry for the yawning. It's early in the morning and I'm trying to get this recording done while the wife's gone out for groceries with the little one. And so yeah. I totally remembered what I was gonna say. So it looks like nobody has gone into the center, but our light tank is in fact requesting that. Also looks like there isn't much in terms of enemies on this side. Nice snapshot. Well, it wasn't really a snapshot, but still nice shot into the cupola of the pattern. And you realize that Mac is not going to wait for this guy. He's just going to push on up. There are enemies over here. Ow. T-57 heavy manages to pen us. Where exactly did he go through? He went through somewhere. Apparently he goes through twice in the same spot. Is it? Is he going through on this side maybe? Well, he's going through underneath. Okay. Largoisis, yep. That's definitely a weak point. But so's the entire tank of the T-57 heavy, so that will be a problem for the T-57. We'll reload here in a few seconds. Except we bounce off his Largoisis. That's embarrassing and saddening. Aim for flat parts of, so T-57 heavy, weak spots, the flat cheeks of the turret are vulnerable. Anywhere like here or here is vulnerable. Cupolas, Largoisis, as long as it's not overly angled, and of course the drive wheels. If you hit this part, this gun mantle, you will ricochet each and every time as long as it's facing you, and everywhere from about here onward is not worth shooting at because of the extreme angling. Like, it's rounded, right? So the closer you get to the sides of the tank, the more likely your shots are gonna bounce off it. Anyways, let's get back into the game as we zoom in on this T10, who's either not paying attention or is AFK, and I think he's actually AFK in the weirdest spot. But their RU goes past to let anyone who doesn't know already exactly what's going on. See? Facing this general direction? Yep, he went AFK with his turret, or with his tank facing this way. Weird, but that's okay. AMX-50B comes out to challenge us. Does put a couple of shots into us, but now that we're getting this low on health, we just can't stay here. This tank is pretty incredible, unless of course they get our Largoisis, and that's just what everybody's been shooting at today. Should be able to get a shot into the STRV, and he's hoping, he wants to root out the STRV. He has to get the STRV out of here. You should be able to overmatch its armor and put shots straight through it. And he has to dig this thing out of here. And then he really needs to get, well, artillery's over there, so he's not going to get artillery out. But if they cut through the middle, then this is going to be really bad. So this guy needs to die as soon as possible. Oh, look at that. Enemy killed an enemy. I don't know why, but he did. So we'll take it, right? Maybe they got in a beef. Not particular. Oh, I'm guessing Hamak was looking at where everybody's been penning his tank and wondering what the heck's been going on with this armor today. Because yes, people can dab the 2 key and go straight through. But yeah, I mean, you know, you still hear the sizzle, and when you don't hear the sizzle and people are still going right through, you gotta wonder. Okay, so the STRV seems to have run away completely. The Emil 2 seems to be the only threat in the area. Artillery's gone. I don't know what the RU's over there looking for. Artillery is dead, and the E4 is in the middle of the map. STRV really ran away. He's way over there. But I guess that is one of the best spots for him. He can dig down. Yep, nice shot into the back of the Emil turret. The Emil, the turret armor on that thing is so strong, and it's so slipped back that unless you're shooting into the sides or back of that thing, you're gonna have problems with anything that's not higher tier of it. That shot was fired into the bottom of the turret and thus went straight through, no issues at all. Looks like he wants to blind fire into the bush, and I would have taken that shot as well. Unfortunately, it does not hit the STRV. RU is on this side of the map. STRV is the only thing left on this side of the map, and Heimak's sitting up here, and it looks like he's going to try either a blind fire or he's waiting until exactly when it gets spotted. But unfortunately, it's spotted on the wrong side of that rock. We're not going to get a shot in. There's no way we're going to chase down that RU in the next 14 seconds, so I'm just going to cut the game here. I guess we can see if, in fact, it does cap out. No, in fact, it does not cap out because the AMX kills the RU, and that is the end of the game. Oh well. Great game anyway, though. Mastery Badge First Class and Fire for Effect. It doesn't, like, I mean, these numbers don't say a whole ton about what he did. He didn't dismantle like half the enemy team or anything. But this thing does enough damage that even with, you know, only the few targets he engaged, he still did 5,000 damage to the enemy team. And that is well and above everything else on his team. Like, I mean, the rest of his team didn't pull that much. Unfortunately, only bouncing the one shot after I talked all that time about how amazing his armor is, and then everybody just put shots through his lower glacis, unfortunately, as he wasn't able to cover that up. A little bit of assistance damage just ran the tank out, but overall, this was a great game, and for 6 minutes, this was a beautiful amount of work. A beautiful job for the small amount of work he had to do to get it. And it was exactly right, by the way, pushing the corner on the Patton there, the M48 Patton. If you hadn't done that, then the Patton could have held that corner for a long time before his allies had enough courage to push around the corner. And that is what stalls out a lot of games and will lose you games unless you're careful. If you have a bunch of people with you, 4 or more, basically, if you outnumber the enemy and you're not pushing, you're playing it wrong. Unless you know that there are tank destroyers in the back defending, and even then, sometimes you just have to push. But this was well played, and it definitely won us the game. Because if we'd held at that south corner for too much longer, they would have won the middle, and we would not have been able to collapse in on them and kill them as easily as we did. Well done, Halimac. Thank you so much for saying this in. Thank you all for watching. Please, again, pull people into the channel if you want to support the channel. That is one of the best ways you can do so. And have a great night. This is ioEther out.